Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be going over how to beat Lunalight. I'm going to teach you guys some of the best cards against the deck. I'm going to show you guys some of the best techs, the best hand traps, and the cards you should be playing in your deck. So starting off, I do have a hand trap tier list I made. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Starting off with the high impact hand traps, you have Joel and Shifter. Joel is going to be really good. It does not stop them completely by itself. It's like the highest impact hand trap you can have outside of Shifter, and Joel +1 is always like really crazy. Shifter, obviously, it's a graveyard deck, so Shifter is going to be really insane. So if you're playing Mouse or Vanquish Soul, you should maybe be siding with Shifter. Gamma's going to be really good. Gamma's going to be like nice because not only do you stop an effect, but you can remove the body. So if let's say they go Leo, you can remove the body so they don't have it for like a fusion play. So that's pretty cool, or like rank 4 play. For the decent hand traps, these are kind of hand traps that aren't really going to be that impactful by themselves, but you want to draw them in combination with other cards. So Fua. Your Fua has to be drawing like hand traps, or like it doesn't really matter. Ash Blossom like stops a lot of the cards in the deck. Obviously, you can stop the Masquerade, Martin, Hound, Leo, Perfume, Serenade Dance, etc. Basically stops everything. But you're trying to draw Martin, Ash, other cards. Meows. The deck actually summons from the graveyard quite a bit, with like Tiger Reboarding and Perfume. You can end on like SP Baguska Liger though. Actually, this should be here. Sorry. This should be like, I don't like it here. It's like weird. You can, I'm put at the bottom of decent because you can end on like quite a solid board, but only giving like 2 draws. And it's not something you don't start drawing until like midway through your combo with them Meows against the deck. So it's like against the deck, but it's like between low impact and decent. Impulse stops a lot of the cards Ash does. Ghost Keeper is actually really cool because you can hit the Leo Dancer and or a Liger, and they don't have like a way to actually like summon the Liger. If they are playing Protoss, they can put it back with Nemesis Flag, but most people aren't really playing Protoss, so you don't have to worry about that. you still have to deal with like SP Baguska, Hound, but you know, if your deck mainly cares about Liger, then it's not bad. Impermanent are pretty solid on like Gold Leo and Perfume Dancer. And Delta, if they activate a spell, just negate it. Don't even try to hold it, in my opinion. You can try to hold it for poly, but if your opponent is smart and plays around it, then you're going to be having a bad time. So if they use Masquerade, negate it. Foolish Rare Goods, negate it. Just negate it. Because deck does play a lot of spells, right? Tenki, negate it. Skullmeister, a lot of graveyard effects. You can negate Hound, you can negate the Martin. Graveyard effect like Serenade Dance or Perfume. Really solid card. Magnuma, you can steal what they target with like Perfume Dancer to remove like a Kaleido Chick or like Martin before it uses this effect, or a Leo Dancer fusion. Retaliating Sea is kind of cool. People aren't really going to play around it either because yeah, why would you, right? It's not seeing play right now. But when they go like poly, you can Retaliating Sea. You can still out it, but with Engine, but it requires like a lot of resources. DD Crow is similar to Bestials, but you can DD Crow Lunalight Perfumes in the graveyard, where you can't do that with Bestial. Ghost Ogre is actually not bad. You can Ghost Ogre the Wolf in the Pen Zone. You can Ghost Ogre Masquerade. A lot of people are going for Masquerade line, so Ghost Ogre Mass can be really insane. You can also Ghost Ogre, Ghost Ogre Tiger isn't really that great. We might have to, but you can Ghost Ogre Cross Sheep as well, which uses its effect, and then won't resolve. So you remove the body plus negate the effect basically, so it's like a Gamma. You can Lancia and Chaos Hunter. Lancia and Chaos Hunter, the deck banishes. Most of the time, it's going to stop double Liger, and then sometimes it will stop both Liger. Chaos Hunter should probably be low impact just because Thrust is seeing a lot of play in the deck, so they're going to be able to Thrust you. Also, like heavy poly plays in the Lancia too, which is really cool. For the low impact hand traps, Song for the Dominator doesn't really stop like a lot of the spells, so it's kind of low impact. Purge is cute. Mourner, you can't stop normal summon. Nibiru doesn't really stop them from making Liger. Bell is mid. Prulia, you can give like 1 draw max. Fanta, you don't really link summon until like midway through your combo. You can sometimes even combo without like summoning. Then Contact C is kind of cute if they go like their Hound lock, but sometimes they can unlock themselves with Martin, so it's a little bit weird. And then Token Collector and Psych Reader are unplayable. Now let's talk about some of the tech cards against the deck. Excuse me. Oh my god. Let's talk about some of the tech cards you have against the deck. Starting off, you have Kaijus. Kaijus are going to be really good for dealing with. These are mainly cards to deal with Liger Dancer. Kaijus are going to help you deal with Liger Dancer really nicely. So is Lava Golem in Sphere Mode. These are kind of cards that are not really great in the current format though. So whether you play them just depends on like your deck. If you're playing Vanquishful, you kind of have a reason to play Kaijus because the attributes, you know, so they have additional synergy with the deck. But they're not really great against other decks in the meta. I mean, you can Kaiju like a Detonator and it's not bad, but there's not really much else you want to hit with the Kaiju. The Kaiju is going to be really good. It's a Liger out, it's a Baguska out. Both cards that Vanquishful does have a hard time dealing with. Lava Golem and 3 mode are going to be especially good. Removing double Liger basically means they don't normally have much follow-up after, so if you remove both the Ligers, you probably just win the game. Obviously, they don't use normal summon, but some decks can play them. Technically, you can play them like a heavy Mitsu deck, a Memento. Could you play it in Mermill? Maybe. Probably don't want to, though, but it's an option, maybe. Not sure. You have to think about that. Other decks, Megalith, Smiley Face. But yeah, Wosu is going to be a known out, you know. Mitsurugi's seeing play. If you're playing Mitsurugi deck, you probably should be siding the Wosu. Just deal with the Liger. Sometimes they can like stop you from getting the Wosu. They can like Hound, negate the prayers, negate the pre-prep, but overall Wosu's still a really good card. Etu, Liberated Etu. This card's kind of cute. Basically says must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by paying half your life points while your opponent has a monster card in their field or graveyard with an effect that activates in the hand or monster zone in response to a card or effect activation. What does that mean? Basically, it means if they have SP on board, you can summon the Etu. And then, so it says this face of card is unaffected by a monster effects activated on your opponent's field, and it has 4,000 attacks, so you can just attack over the Liger Dancer. It's a reptile too, which is really important because you can search it off King of the Feral Imps. So you can also search the Wosu too, obviously, but Wosu can be searched more because you can search it off the Mitsurugi cards. So it's really cool, but obviously if they know you play Etu, they can just not summon SP and it won't be live. Sky Striker, Surgical Hamp. If you're playing Sky Striker, you probably should have this card somewhere in your 55. And then Santa Claus. Santa Claus is actually really cool because it's a light fiend, so it's like has Fiendsmith synergy, and you can search it off Tract. And something you can do with Tract too is you can go Duke of Demise, summon Duke of Demise if you don't open Tract or Engraver. Add back Engraver, use Engraver to grab Tract, so you can always get to like your static Santa Claus that way, which is really cool. For the Light Dragon Minister, this card is really nice. If you're playing like a Rizio deck, you can just summon this as your first XYZ, and then even if they have double Liger on board, you can just the protection of this card, because it says if a monster you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can detach a material instead. That the protection is not once per turn, so you can just keep protecting all your monsters from double Liger, and basically let you out double Liger super easily, ignoring other stuff on top of it like Baguska and SP. Now, Detonator is going to be one of the main ways Rizio wants to deal with Liger, because it has a protection effect for all your XYZs. So you can go like Detonator and then try to summon a Dugaris next to it. And if they let you get to Dugaris, then you can just protect the Dugaris from the Detonator. Eclipse Twins. I mentioned Eclipse Twins because it has synergy with the Light Dragon. Because normally if they make double Liger, how you out it is you go like Light Dragon, and then you go like Eclipse Twins, and you can Dugaris boost Eclipse Twins. And Eclipse Twins can attack twice, so you can attack over both the Liger, which is really cool. There's Cyber's Wicked. Cyber's Wicked is really nice for Malice in any Cyber's deck, because it says this link summon card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. In Cyber's monsters, this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. So this is basically going to protect all your dudes from Liger, which is really nice. The way Lunalight deals with this is they hold SP for the Wicked, but if they don't have that, then it's really good. Goddess, obviously just generic out. Zilophonia Gorgon is technically an out, because it says this card, monster this card points to cannot attack, or sorry, I'm stuttering. Oh my god. Gains attack equal to the original attack of all monsters this card points to, and then cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while it points to no monster. It has some utility. Honestly, I kind of forget the exact use case of this card, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm not gonna talk about it right now. Awkward. Dingirsu though, with Boral Sword is pretty cool, and Orcus could let you out it. You basically try to summon Dingirsu early so that they can't Liger answer your guys. I mentioned Duke of Demise, and then Chenging is something Mermill plays. Technically Chenging can be a Liger out, but you have to have so many banished cards, I'm not sure how realistic it is. But yeah, talk about some other cards. Salesman is cool. You can call Salesman, and Salesman doesn't really affect the monster, so Salesman will stop them from using Liger effect. Obviously Hound can negate Salesman though. Herald of the Abyss works in a similar way, but it removes the card. But Hound can negate it. Daruma technically works in a similar way. It's the Herald of the Abyss, but Daruma needs a lot of moving pieces for it to be viable. So, and then evenly match. If they're in them double Liger, you can remove one of the Ligers with evenly matched. IP Masquerena. So normally what you can do is you can go like IP into like, because if they try to hold it for like battle phase, the Liger pop, you can go like IP into like an Active Code or a Boros Sword or an Avermax, and then it won't be able to be destroyed by Liger, and they'll be able to remove the Liger Dancer. And this card is really cool because if you make it with IP, Lunalight can't really out it. It's just funny. Ryziel and Malice can out it though, so it's not like an auto win button against every deck in the format. You know, Malice has the non-targeting disruption, and Ryziel can just do cross, and cross can negate this. So, but yeah, that was it. Let me remove this card. Hope you enjoyed the video going over some of the counters to the Lunalight strategy. Talk about some hand traps, talk about some cards you might want to play in your deck. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and take care.